Biocon is a stock in focus. PAT performance of 102 odd crores versus 90 crores, that's up 13% year on year, with the sales growth of 24% year on year. Joining us right now, we've got Mazumdar-Shaw, the CMD at the company. Ma'am, thanks very much for joining in. If you could first run us through the highlights of the quarter and what has been operationally strong for you.
Well, I think I just mentioned a little earlier on that I think we have fired on all cylinders. Our biopharma business has delivered very strongly, really on the back of insulins and the immunosuppressants, and particularly our business in emerging markets, particularly LATAM, has done extremely well. In addition to that, of course, our research services business continues to deliver stellar performance. Though I must also highlight the fact that in Q2 we have seen an exceptional one-time loss that Syngene had to book on account of an old forward contract, which is a forex loss on the BMS contract. But this closes out all the losses that have been taken on that account, and going forward, the business pertaining to BMS will obviously not incur any more losses. So I think overall we are very, very confident that we will continue with this growth momentum for the next half of the year.
Ma'am, you in the press conference you alluded to Alzumab and the progress out there. Could you highlight that for our viewers as well?
Yes, Alzumab has seen a huge acceptance in the Indian market ever since its launch on 10th of August. And this is a very, very interesting drug. It's a first-in-class drug with a best-in-class safety and efficacy profile, because we have seen some very, very interesting long-term remission with this particular drug, which makes it a very interesting and safe biologic. And we are in discussions with a large number of interested companies to take this product global. We expect this to be a big drug both in India and globally. So this is something which really is a very exciting product for us. We have also introduced another novel product to the Indian market, Cytosorb, which is a product which is very unique and innovative to deal with a lot of very serious sepsis conditions in critical care. So we expect that many of these differentiated products will deliver strong growth for our branded formulations business.
Okay, let's talk about the biosimilar pipeline, that you've partnered with Mylan. Is seeing a good progress. What's the outlook there?
Well, certainly Mylan and Biocon are very focused on this biosimilar antibody and biologics opportunity, and we have made a lot of progress. All our programs are on track. The most advanced being Trastuzumab, which is in global development. Global trials are ongoing, and the India trial has just been completed very successfully. We have submitted our data to the Indian regulators, and we are hoping for early news on market approval to take this product to the Indian market in the near future.
Right. Ma'am, could you comment a little bit more on margin sustenance at 25% that you've seen this time?
Well, I think you've seen a steady improvement in margins, largely because of a better product mix and therefore better margin realization. As I mentioned, the kind of products that are really driving growth for Biocon have better margins. Insulins, immunosuppressants and other specialty APIs are delivering better margins for us. And of course, if you add the research services business, which has very, very good margins, I think at a group level we are seeing very good sustainable margin growth.
All right. You also pointed out towards the branded formulations business. While it has seen a growth ahead of market, but it's been a little bit more muted because of regulatory challenges on that front. How do you expect to overcome these, and what's the outlook like? You think these are just intermediary pressures that you're seeing and that can be overcome in the consecutive quarters?
Well, this is something the entire industry has faced. I mean, if you look at industry performance in the last 2 quarters, it's very reflective of what we referred to as some of these regulatory challenges. When we talk about regulatory challenges, it's really about drug price control and the kind of regulatory mandate that came in terms of commissions payable to stockists and pharmacies, and I think there was a backlash because of that, and you know the companies, all companies actually faced a huge challenge in filling their pipelines. So I think from that point of view, I think many of these issues have been resolved, and hopefully the next half will see a much better growth traction for our branded formulations business. Having said that, of course, a lot of Biocon's products are differentiated and unique products, and those businesses are seeing very, very robust growth. The part of our business that was dragged down was really those that pertain to the essential drugs and the price control drugs that saw some amount of muted growth.
For Syngene particularly, I mean, we've read comments talking about strong momentum in the manufacturing services platform with a ramp up in overall contracts. Is this performance likely to continue? Are you seeing the stronger momentum on the manufacturing services side carry on?
Yes, absolutely, because Syngene has been offering end-to-end services, and up until now most of the manufacturing support was towards clinical supplies, and many of these programs now are in late stage of clinical development, and as they approach probable commercialization, obviously these opportunities translate and transition into much larger opportunities where commercial supplies will be a big opportunity for Syngene. So I think Syngene is very confident that many of these could become very large opportunities for Syngene to now transition into a CMO or a full-fledged CMO at that, and that then is the next phase of Syngene's growth momentum.
Can you also give us an insight as to whether or not you're going to be looking at infusing more funds with regards to increasing capacities and capabilities on the research side?
Well, certainly there are going to be some capital requirements for expanding Syngene's emerging opportunities, but the kind of capex that is envisaged is something that Syngene can very effectively support. We are going to see, over the next 5 years, probably about $100 million of capex spend for Syngene, but that's something which Syngene can very easily afford. Moreover, Biocon itself has a very strong net cash position of over 700 crores, and as you know, Biocon is also setting up a very large Malaysia facility which has been totally funded. So I think from that point of view, I don't think there is going to be any need to raise additional large ticket funds. But having said that, we are very focused on ensuring that our capex needs are addressed very effectively and in a timely manner because of all the very exciting growing opportunities that the group has.
Got that. Ma'am, thanks a lot for joining in. Appreciate you taking out the time.
Thank you.
And discussing the quarterly performance of Biocon with us. That's the management at Biocon, Mazumdar-Shaw. Biocon, the stock is down about 0.5% right now. We're taking a short